Hi, this is Julie. I'm here to give you a quick walkthrough of how you can easily configure your compensation plans and optimize using our integrated calculation engine. It was built for the business user, so if you can think logically through the steps to a plan, then you can build and edit a compensation plan and optimize. I've already logged in as an admin, and compensation plans are found in the Sales Compensation Application group. The plan that we're going to look at today is a generic example called Sales Representative Plan. The first thing I'll see when I open it up is a process flow diagram, which I'd like for you to imagine is 4 columns of information. The first box here is the roster, which we use to identify the participants that will be included in the plan. The next step in yellow is the metric, which is the measurement of the participant's performance. In blue, we have components, which turn that performance into earnings. And then finally, we'll calculate the payment amount by adding together the components and potentially applying adjustments or eligibility, comparing to guarantees, or subtracting out prior period earnings. I'm currently in run mode, which would allow me to generate payments based on these calculations, but I want to make an edit, so I'll switch to define mode. Let's say we're going to update this plan because we're changing the commission component from being based on total sales to being based on growth since the prior year. The calculation type that has already been selected is value of field, where we're calculating for each record individually, like every transaction, or if we already have the sales total by sales rep, but we have a library of other options as well. Under aggregations, we can perform calculations across an entire population, like summing up the total sales by product or using max to find the single largest sale. Ratios allows for goal attainment or comparison calculations. Statistics can be used to count records or distinct values for things like how many products each rep is actually selling. Rank is great for any ranked competitions, and we have lookups as well. We call this a smart wizard because it'll walk you through the steps you need to take and adjust the steps based on your selections. You'll notice that if I change the calculation type, the options in this upper bar are updated. I'm going to quickly undo my changes, and as I said, I want to make a change to this metric to make it a growth metric. It's really simple to make this change. All I'm going to do is in this selection box here at the bottom, make it change in value from prior period, then specify the current period to be the current month 1 year ago, and that's it. While the calculation types that we just looked at cover the majority of plan metrics, there are sometimes additional complexities that can't be handled here. To manage these, we have metric modifiers. If you need to add any, like caps, floors, hurdles, etc., we have a library of options, and the wizard will walk you through the steps to those as well. For example, I could add a qualifier that customer satisfaction has to be above a certain percentage, or the rep is not eligible for their growth earnings. Next, I'll want to bring the results into my component. Components similarly have a library of options for the calculation type. For this calculation, we're using metric times rate. In the calculation itself, I have the metric we just updated as my input and the ability to define whether the rates are based on certain variables. Here we've set their different rates for different products, so when I go to the rate table, I can define the rate for each product. The rates can be imported directly or edited in line. Modifiers and validations are also available for the components, and once I have everything defined, I'll go ahead and run my calculations. The calculation is not a black box from start to finish. Once it's run, I can see the results under payments, but I can also go access the details for each step along the way. For example, here are Bob's component level earnings for March. That was a quick introduction to compensation plans. If you want to see more, reach out.